Yo guys, welcome to the GFSC Podcast. We are back again, episode 2. We know everybody enjoyed the last episode and we're going to keep bringing you that good content. We've got two special guests today. We've actually got two special guests. Guys, do you want to introduce yourself? Joao, you first, mate.
Hey, how are you?
So Joao, everybody
Um,
knows Joao in the group. That was a brief introduction, Joao. You can tell us more than that, mate.
you know me.
Yeah, he misses Ruben. We all know that. Okay. Move on.
I'm wanking
What?
watching this video, but that doesn't matter. Let's keep going.
Okay, keep going.
What the fuck, man?
Our next special guest. People probably pronounce his name differently in the group. You can call him Cafer, you can call him Jaffer, you can call him Jeff, you can call him Kaf. So here he is.
You can call him a cunt.
What's good, my guys?
So how do you pronounce
It's
your
your
name?
boy. It's Jafar.
Jaffer. Okay.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah.
Close
You
enough.
also
Jaffer.
pronounced my name wrong.
How do you pronounce
It's not it.
Joao? How do you pronounce Joao?
João.
Joao.
Wow.
Joao.
That's more like it.
I'm just gonna call you Ruben. Guys, just call him Ruben today. Just call him Ruben.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so Martin, go ahead, mate.
Alright, so we had to mention, obviously, there has been some tragic news that Davide Astori passed, the Fiorentina captain. He passed away in his sleep at the age of 31, and he actually just had a kid about 2 weeks ago, like 2 weeks before his death, which is, it's really sad to hear. Fiorentina will, as I've heard, like keep good care of the family. So that's good to hear that they'll be able to they'll still be stable. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's tragic
It's
what happened with.
That's
He was,
great. That's really nice of Fiorentina to obviously give him a lifetime contract, which obviously, like Martin said, that
Yep.
ensures his family's future now. They don't have to worry about absolutely anything. That money is there for them.
Yep, exactly, man.
Also,
That's
it's quite sad because he actually signed a new contract with Fiorentina just shortly before he passed away, which makes it even more devastating. So we pay our respects to
Yeah.
him. Rest in peace, Davide
Yep.
Astori. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into game of the week, guys. I'm sure you already know what the game of the week is. It's a big one in the Premier League. It's Man United versus Liverpool. So, Jeff, what do you think? What's your opinions on this game, mate?
To be honest, I don't see more than 2 goals in this game.
Yep.
But I think there's gonna be a win. Like both teams got something to fight for.
Mhm.
Last season, in terms of the Premier League, Man United didn't really care about the league. They just focused on the Europa League.
Yep.
So, like at Anfield, they did park the bus, but I think at home, they're gonna try to win, cause like they got second spot to fight for, and I think the last thing they want is for Liverpool to jump them.
Mhm.
So I think they want to increase that lead.
But do you think they're gonna go with an attacking approach, which that could be
Well,
it could go wrong for
I
them.
think it's just-
We saw what happened with Man City going for an attacking approach.
yeah. I think it's gonna be the most expected thing.
Yep.
Liverpool having possession like for the majority of the game. I think Man United are just gonna counter attack. I think Lukaku's got a lot to prove.
Yep.
And I think the Chelsea game will give him confidence. I think he's got the most to improve on. Yeah. I'm going with Man United 1-0.
Okay. Next, we're gonna go to Joao or Ruben, whatever the hell you want to call him. So, what do you think about this game? Do you think it's gonna be a United win, Liverpool win? How do you see this game going out?
I think it can go either way. I mean, Man United at the moment doesn't have one key player or two key players. I like the whole attack is doesn't have a star like Liverpool does with Salah and Mane. So I think Liverpool will have to do their best to beat Man United, who is stronger at the moment, in my opinion.
Yep.
Um, they have a better defense, Man United, but their attack isn't as good as Liverpool's. So, as I said, it can go either way. They they surely wanna go to second place. Man United wants to keep that spot. So that's it. It can go either way. But
So,
if I had to predict the result, I would say 1-1 draw.
1-1. That's pretty decent prediction, I think. Myself, I think I still can't see United coming out and attacking and trying to win this game. I think Mourinho is going to frustrate the opposition. He's going to go out to frustrate Liverpool. Maybe nick a late goal. I honestly think this could be. I think I'm going to go for 1-1. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go for 1-1 as well. Martin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I've watched the games I've watched from Man United this season. I actually really don't like that team. They play boring football, in my opinion. While oppositely Liverpool, they're a really entertaining team this season. I want Liverpool to win. I think Liverpool will win. So I'm gonna go for a Liverpool 2-0 win. Obviously, they don't have as good of a back line as Man U, but Man U, well, basically they just stay back and try to counter. So if you give too much possession to Liverpool and the deadly attack they have, they're gonna use that. And I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Liverpool will win 2-0 tomorrow versus Man United.
Do you think Mo Salah is going to keep up his form? Do you think he's going to get on the score sheet?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know if he'll be given the classic role that he's been playing all season, because maybe Mourinho will try to mark him, more than he will to the other players. So maybe Klopp will try to change him up. Maybe I'm not sure if he'll get on the score sheet or not.
Okay.
But I think he'll either get an assist or get on the score sheet. I think he'll be active in the game with the ball.
We've seen teams try to do that all along this season. They're trying to cancel Salah out of the game, but it's just not worked. No matter even if they've tried putting him on his weak foot now, but I've noticed he's improved his weak foot as well. So he's using both feet to deny the opposition, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yep.
So okay, now we're gonna discuss our combined 11.
Let's go.
Combined 11, lads. So goalkeeper, I think it's a pretty obvious choice in goal. Do we all agree David De Gea starts in goal?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
Formation wise, we're gonna go for a 4-3-3. So
Fair enough.
right back, who do you start, guys? Martin?
Valencia.
I'd say Valencia as well. What about you guys?
Me too.
Valencia.
Is better.
Yeah. Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, Valencia.
Yeah, Valencia. So we all agreed. So far, De Gea, Valencia. Centre backs, my choice would be Van Dijk and Bailly. What about you guys, Martin?
That's an interesting one. For the centre backs, I think it will be. I am a fan of Chris Smalling. To be fair, I'm gonna say Chris Smalling and Eric Bailly. I think the two Man United boys.
Okay. Okay, Jeff. What about you? Who are your two centre backs?
For me, it's Bailly and Van Dijk.
Bailly, Van Dijk. Yep. So you're in agreement with me there. Joao, what about you, mate?
I think when he's when he's in his top form, I guess, Bay is probably the best centre back in the league, in my opinion. But,
Okay, that's fair
uh,
opinion. Yeah.
and I think it would be fair if we had the Liverpool centre back because their defense isn't so bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, we have three decent centre backs from Liverpool at the moment: Matip, Van Dijk, and Lovren.
Mm.
Especially Matip and Lovren, they improved a lot.
They have improved a lot, especially Lovren. Yeah, I agree.
Especially Lovren, yeah. He was like worse than West Ham, but
He was worse than Mangala.
no. I mean every defender in the world is worse than Mangala, but um, but I would say Van Dijk at the moment
Okay,
would be in my team.
so judging by that, so far we've got De Gea, Valencia, Van Dijk, and Bailly at the back. So left back, I'd go for Robertson because since he's come into the Liverpool team, I think that he's been absolutely brilliant. I don't think he's put a foot wrong really. So Robertson would be my choice. Martin,
Yep. Same.
Robertson,
I
yep.
think so too.
Joao.
Well, I've seen both Liverpool left backs against Porto. They were both decent. I'm pretty sure both of them were in the Champions League Team of the Week
Yeah,
for their game, so
that's a good point. Yeah.
they were both great. Ashley Young is also decent, but defending wise, Robertson is the best out of the three, and he would be in my team.
Okay. Do you agree with that, Jeff?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's very hungry,
Mhm.
like Robertson. Yes, so I agree with you guys. Robertson for me as well.
So we've got our backline sorted: De Gea, Valencia, Van Dijk, Bay, Robertson. So let us know what you think in the comments about that. So we're getting to the really hard bit now.
Yep.
It's a three-man midfield, if you like, because of that 4-3-3 formation. Martin, what do you think? Who would you put?
Oh man.
This is tough.
Oof.
This is tough.
All right. This is really tough. Well, first of all, I wanted to put Ander Herrera amongst them, but tomorrow he's not playing.
Yeah.
So, out of the teams that are playing, let's go like this. Let's go. So I think I want to put Adam Lallana. When he plays, I think he's the top player. He's actually he's a magician. And I also think that Mata is a similar player, and it's a shame that he isn't getting enough minutes. I think when also Mata on this day is just absolutely amazing. So I think I'm gonna put Lallana as one of them.
Mhm.
Then I'm gonna go with Nemanja Matic.
choice.
He's one of the best DMs around.
Good choice.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And also, as the third one, I'm gonna go with maybe a typical one, but I actually prefer Herrera.
Yeah.
But considering he's not playing, I'm gonna pick Paul Pogba as the third one.
You know what? I think that's very. If we're not judging by form, I think I would absolutely 100% agree with you on Lallana, Matic, Pogba, because you've got Matic. He can sit back a little bit, and then obviously
exactly.
Lallana and Pogba, they can go forward a little bit. I think Pogba's not being given that role at the moment at Man United. Mourinho's wanting to sit back a lot more. He's not getting that freedom. That's why it's not working out for him.
Well, since Matic's arrival, I expected that Pogba would get more freedom, that he'd be able to move forward more instead of organizing the defense. But that we've not really seen that. And even when he was at Juventus, we used to see more highlights, more interesting plays from him. Now he's kind of become more of a classic center mid, and I don't think that's all he can show.
Yeah.
And just for his potential, yeah, I think he's gonna be. I think it's fair to put him amongst them three midfielders. Yeah.
So, Joao, what do you think, man? So we've both
Well,
agreed Lallana, Matic, Pogba. So, what about you? This isn't on current form, by the way. It's just overall.
it can be controversial, but I would put three Man United players.
Three
Um,
man. Okay.
I would have Pogba because he's he's not bad at pretty much anything. He's decent at defending, shooting, dribbling, passing. He's got it all. Then I would go with Matic, as you said it. He's one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, and and this is the controversial one, Jesse Lingard.
Ah, that is
Bro,
controversial. Jesse Lingard,
What the fuck are you doing with your life?
Yes, I mean, let's say
kid.
let's look at the other options. We have Lallana, we have Emre Can, we have Wijnaldum. I don't think any of them is at his level right now. I can be wrong, but
All right.
for example, Lallana, I thought he was better, but I don't really think he's showing his potential, I guess. So I would go with Lingard.
Okay, you're entitled to opinion, even though it's ridiculous. You're entitled to it. But yeah, fair enough. Okay, you've stated why you picked Lingard, and it's fair enough to be fair. So okay, Jeff, what about you?
To be honest, I'd go with Matic. I think that's a no-brainer. Yeah.
So it's a clean sweep for Matic.
Yeah. You know what? Instead of Lallana, I'm gonna go with Wijnaldum.
Ooh. Okay, that's
Yep.
not bad. Yeah.
I've always been a fan of him since his PSV days.
Yep.
When he was playing with Depay and Narsing.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, Wijnaldum and Pogba for me.
Okay. And would you obviously with Matic as the holding player? Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what we do there because we've got two for Lallana. I guess we have Lallana, Matic, Pogba in that midfield. So far we've got De Gea, Valencia, Van Dijk, Bailly, Robertson, Lallana, Matic, and Pogba. And the front three for me.
Jesse Lingard will come in the second half.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Super sub Jesse Lingard. He can do his stupid little celebration.
Yeah.
So now we go to our attacking front three. For me, I would choose, obviously, Mohamed Salah. I'd choose Firmino, and I'd choose Martial. Martin, what about you, mate?
Yep, I think the same. Up front, you have to include more Liverpool players in the front line than you include Man United players.
Exactly,
They've been just so much better in the attack.
Yeah.
But Tony Martial, man, he's so good on his day. Like,
I think
he's
he's
actually
absolutely brilliant.
one of yeah, man. He reminds me kind of a Sané player.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on his day, I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League when he on his top form. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna put Martial and the two boys up front.
Yeah, like, obviously Salah has to go in there, in my opinion. You cannot put him in not include him in that front three. I've gone with Firmino because he's absolutely, I think, in my opinion, he's underrated. He's got to go up there. He's getting those goals. He's getting those assists. So for me, he's got to go there. And you're spot on about Martial as well. Okay, so Joao, what about you, man? What do you think? Who's your front three?
Obviously, Salah. He's a magician.
Yep.
I didn't expect him to be this good. I mean,
I don't think anybody did, mate,
no one.
Yeah, no one did.
But then I have some doubts.
Yeah.
Because you selected Martial. It's a fair option. I think Mane has to be in there because, in my opinion, on his day, he's better than Martial. And
Right.
then there's the third player, who could be Firmino,
Mhm.
could be Lukaku. Just kidding, no, it couldn't. But I guess I'm also picking Martial. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
he's too quick. He has good finishing.
Okay, yep.
That's it.
Jeff?
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Salah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Out of Firmino and Lukaku. Ooh. Based on this season, I think both have been amazing.
You think do you
But
think Lukaku's been as
okay,
amazing as Firmino, or he's
I
been better
think
than
people
Morata?
gotta cut him.
Has he been better than Morata, or has he been as amazing
I
as
think
Firmino?
I think that's a definite yes. I'll admit it. Cause like, okay, I think people gotta cut some slack to Lukaku now.
Yeah.
He's okay. So what? In the beginning of the season, he wasn't receiving fair balls.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't get any chances. But recently, he's been getting enough chances and he's been taking it.
Okay.
But out of him and Firmino, fuck. Goals wise,
Yep.
if we're going with goals wise,
Okay, fair enough.
I'd probably go with Lukaku.
Okay. So
But yeah,
Salah and
and
Lukaku
on
so
the
far.
left, I'd have Martial or Alexis. Probably Martial based on this season.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
yeah. So based off that, guys, I'd say, would you guys say Salah, Firmino, Martial then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our team. It's De Gea in goal, right back Valencia, two centre backs Van Dijk and Bailly, left back Robertson, midfield three of Lallana, Matic and Pogba, and then a front three of Salah, Firmino and Martial. Let us know what you think of that in the comments as well. If you want to put your team down, you can do that as well.
All right. So now we are in the UEFA Champions League segment. We're gonna give our predictions and thoughts on some of the games. So yeah, in my opinion, Roma Shakhtar. That one's gonna be 3-1 to Roma. They didn't have a great result in Ukraine, but I think they'll turn around. They're a good enough team for that. So yeah, Man U Sevilla. As I said earlier, I don't like Man U. I don't like the football. I don't think they'll do well. I think it'll be 1-1. So yeah, Besiktas Bayern. I don't know. This can be maybe Bayern will take it lightly and go like 1-0, 2-0, or maybe they'll go 3-0. I said 3-0. I don't know why. Barca Chelsea. Now obviously I fucking hate Barca. I hate Barca to the core. They're a disgusting team, and I don't know. I have nothing against Chelsea. Chelsea are a good team, and I hope Chelsea will win. But I can't see it happening. I think Barca will win this one 2-0. So yeah, Bill, what you saying?
So, well, there's pretty strong views. I think Man United, Sevilla. I don't know, man. I think Man United will go through on that one. I'm gonna say 1-0 to Man United. I know Sevilla are a good team, but United at Old Trafford, I think the way Mourinho sets up his team, it's not nice to watch, but it gets the job done, to be honest. I think they're gonna get the
Yeah,
job
the
done.
cunts.
I'm gonna say 1-0 to United. I think you're exactly spot on with the Roma Shakhtar game. It wasn't a good result for them, but they've got enough in them to bounce back. They're going to be at home in front of their fans. I'm going to go
Yeah,
for 3-0 Roma. 3-0 Roma win.
fair
Next
enough.
game, Besiktas Bayern Munich. I don't know how Bayern Munich can approach this game. The tie's obviously done and dusted, isn't it? So
Yeah, as I said.
I'd probably say 2-0 Bayern. 2-0 Bayern for that. And then this is the really interesting one. Barcelona Chelsea. 1-1. Barcelona have the away goal. Ah, this is hard, man. I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna just say. I'm gonna say 2-0 Chelsea. I don't know. I've got a feeling.
Oh,
I've got a
fuck.
feeling. I've got a feeling they're gonna do it.
Ah.
All these pressures on Conte. Everyone's criticizing him.
I hope so.
I just think Chelsea are gonna do something magical, and I hope so
Kante
as well.
versus Busquets.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Kaf, what you saying?
Okay, so for the Man United game, I'm gonna go for. I reckon 1-0 because I think Mourinho's just gonna let the game die. Even though he's home, we know he will park the bus if he's home, away, neutral, whatever. So I'm going for 1-0. For the Roma Shakhtar game, I'm gonna go 2-1 for Roma. I reckon Roma will win in penalties.
That's fair.
Not bad, yeah.
And for the Besiktas and Bayern Munich game, yeah, as you guys already said, the tie's all but over. I think Besiktas just have the dignity left. I think they should just go down fighting. A lot of the players have a lot to prove. I reckon Besiktas can win 3-2. Okay, so Barcelona vs Chelsea. Oh God, where do I begin? So Barcelona, as we can see, they're probably the best team in Europe right now. They've had one loss in all competitions this season. Well, can't really brag about Messi anymore not scoring against us. There's another problem. I reckon Messi will score again this game. I'm hoping we find better tactics than we did against Man City. I hope we play a natural striker, and probably Morata or Giroud, because against Man City we would just kick the ball up, and we'd have Hazard, Willian, and Pedro, right? And they're probably the smallest players on the pitch, and they're up against fucking Otamendi. It was like, I was just like, this is shambles. So yeah, I'm hoping we play Morata. For the scoreline, I reckon we can score. I reckon we can score. I reckon it'll go extra time, 1-1. For extra time, actually, I'm gonna go penalties.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go penalties,
penalties.
and I
Yeah.
can't decide. I cannot decide.
You've got to
'cause
decide, mate. You've got to decide. I'm making you decide. You're gonna decide. Right now, you're deciding.
We are bipolar. We are
Chelsea
bipolar
gonna
when it
fucking
comes
win.
to. Look, we are bipolar when it comes to penalties.
So you're saying you're gonna bottle
Like,
it and
we
you're gonna
can
lose?
fucking. I wouldn't. You can't bottle it against Barcelona with the way we're going.
You've got all the
Like,
way to penalties. All you need is 5 simple kicks, mate. I know John Terry hasn't got many happy memories about that, but
just.
I
I'll
don't...
only be happy if Morata and Courtois don't take the penalties. Anyone else I'll be happy with. But you know what? I'm going to go for it. Chelsea to win on penalties.
Fair play. Well done. Good one.
Goal scorers, I'm going to go with, you know what? Pedro to score against his old club.
And celebrate.
And Messi. I hate when players celebrate against the old clubs. It's just the thing. I hope
Yeah, but
he
it's
doesn't.
Barca.
Hey?
Yeah, it's Barca. Nobody likes Barca.
Exactly, man. Keep rolling hates him now too.
He
Okay.
probably does. If he celebrates, he does. I reckon Pedro and Messi to score.
Fair enough, mate.
Right. Fair enough.
That's my prediction.
All right. So, wow, what you saying?
Let's start with the Man United game. I think United are going through. Although Sevilla has Ben Yedder, who is on fire, especially in the Champions League. But I don't think they have a strong enough team. I will give just a little example. Sergio Rico, that goalkeeper, made a big mistake, and as he is pretty young, I wouldn't be surprised if he did another mistake. So yeah, I would go with Man United in this one. Um, Shakhtar Roma. Roma didn't have a good game, but I think they are going through. They have that Turkish guy, Cafer Joao, his
Cengiz,
name. That,
Cengiz Ünder.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah, you would
That's
know
what I
him,
said.
Cockroach.
Yeah, he's my cousin. But I think he's on a hell of a form. I can see him score one or two goals. They have a great team, Roma. They can easily go through. Let's talk about Bayern against Besiktas. Um, I really like Besiktas because they have Quaresma and Pep, but I mean they lost 5-0. They can't do much about it. Bayern surely isn't conceding 5 goals. Well, of course, Bayern isn't conceding 5 goals, but it will be interesting to see how both teams will line up. Will we see Besiktas playing with their greatest team and hope for a miracle, or will we see like a secondary team? I don't know, but I would go with a draw in this one, 0-0.
Okay.
In the big one, I think Barcelona will go through.
Mhm.
And I think that because Barcelona are so good this season. I mean, they are together with Manchester City. They are the best team in Europe at the moment, in my opinion. And Chelsea isn't being very consistent this season. I can't see them winning against Barcelona. I don't really rate Morata, so yeah, I think Barcelona to win like 2 or 3-0.
All right, so now we are in the Q&A segment of today's podcast. We're going to take turns with Bill on asking questions, and we're going to answer them. So yeah, the first question I've chosen here is from Ricky. Is Ozil a 350k player? So that's like 350k a week player. Well, what you saying, Bill?
Oh man, I think on his day, he's absolutely brilliant. One of the best players in the world. I don't think anybody can really doubt that. We've all seen we've seen the things he can do. The thing is, he's
Yep.
in this Arsenal team that's been poor for a very, very long time. You put him back in the Real Madrid squad now, and he would do absolutely brilliantly, and people would be raving about him again. So, you know what? Considering what many other players are on, I'm gonna say yes. He is worth 350,000 on his day. At the moment, not now, but on his day, yes, he is.
All right, what you think, Kaf?
I completely agree with Bilal. To be honest, as on his day, he can be as good as anyone in the world in his position. But because the way Arsenal's playing at the moment, there's hardly anyone playing well. I think on his day, he is worth 350k a week. He
Yep.
just needs to find that form again.
All right. So, Ruben, what you saying?
Uh, I think I completely agree with you. Ozil is on his day. He's one of the best in the world. I would love him to see him in a team like Barcelona, for example, or Real Madrid.
No, I don't.
I mean,
He doesn't like
okay.
Barcelona. Don't mention Barcelona to him. He gets upset.
I mean,
Yeah.
those
Fucking
big
kid.
guys can see everything. Even
Yeah.
things that don't exist. But he creates the spaces, and
He's got frog eyes.
yeah, he his passes are amazing. He on his best, he's if he's not the best center attacking midfielder in the world, he's surely one of the best.
Yep.
Yeah,
Uh,
that I think Arsenal needs to keep him, but if I was him, I would go to another club.
yeah. Well, what I think is realistically, no player in Arsenal is worth even 3 bags of potatoes right now. But Ozil, on this day, as all of you said, he's an amazing player. He's got amazing vision. He's always a step ahead of the game. He knows what he wants to do. He does it.
All right, so yeah, we've had a lot of questions. A lot of people asking about Wolves at the moment. Basically, recently, Aston Villa, Leeds, and Derby, I think they've been complaining to the EFL and to the FA, saying that we shouldn't be allowed these players because they're too good for the Championship. But basically, there's no rules saying that we shouldn't be allowed them. It's just that we're showing ambition and they're not. The thing is, if we were in 15th place, they wouldn't be moaning. The only reason they're moaning is because we're doing well. So Jack Dapson, Stefan Lopziger, they've asked, what's my situation? What do I think of the situation? I just think it's pathetic that these teams have to do this. I mean, we beat Leeds 3-0, and Ruben Neves, he wasn't even playing. Our best player that they were complaining about, he wasn't playing. We didn't need him. They're complaining about George Mendes. None of the players
Yeah, but
that
you know who does need
we won
Neves?
3-0, and none of the players that scored, they weren't George Mendes players. They were players that we signed for cheap. So it's obviously just not those players who are doing well at the moment. And so what do you guys think of the situation, Martin?
Yeah, as you said, Neves isn't playing. But you clearly didn't need him. And Porto clearly do. I'm sorry, Joao, but yeah. It's totally pathetic. I mean, is that some kind of bullshit unwritten rule they've come up with? No. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like what? Remember when Juve got relegated from Serie A because of match fixing? Like, what the fuck? That was like one of the best teams in the world playing in the second division.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I think that just explains it all. I think that example just says it all. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's pathetic.
yeah, Jeff, what do you think?
You know what? I don't agree with those teams with what they say. I like how Wolves have all these quality players, because honestly, I hate it when I see teams go up to the Premier League and go down the very next season. Teams like Norwich, Hull City, those are examples.
I love the way you said
and straight
said
away
Norwich,
go
by the
back
way,
down.
Jeff. I love the way you said Norwich. Yeah, Norwich.
Norwich.
It's Norwich.
The
Norwich.
Turkish king.
Norwich.
The Turkish came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, you're completely right. So, Joao, what do you think, man? I know you miss Ruben a lot. I mean, I know you know he's a great player, but at the start of the season, before you answer your question, I'm gonna say this. At the start of the season, all of these clubs, they said Ruben wouldn't handle the English game, and now they're complaining he's too good. So, what do you make of the situation?
Well, I think what they're saying is the deals were not legit, I guess. We actually don't know much about it. I mean, Jorge Mendes has made a couple of deals who were a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like he sold like some youngsters from Benfica to some teams in Qatar and things like that for 15 millions, and he made a lot of money with questionable players.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's doing the same with Wolves.
Yeah.
I mean, but when, for example, Ivan Cavaleiro, he left for, I'm pretty sure it was 15 million.
Yep.
I didn't think he was worth like 5 million. It would be too much for him. He wasn't good enough at the time. But the truth is, he's doing really well in the championship.
Mhm.
Um, well, I think Wolves will. I want to say they will bottle it, but they.
We can hear the tears coming out of your eyes. Like we can hear them.
I'm looking at a picture from Ruben Neves when he was at Porto.
Yeah.
But okay, let's forget it. I mean, we have done Liverpool. Okay. Um, I think next season
Yeah.
you will stay in the Premier League, and I can see you finishing like 12th.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, more than reasonable. Yeah.
I mean, if I was if I supported Wolves, I would be super happy with that. Well, and as I said, all these clubs aren't as good as Wolves. I can see why they are doing that, as I said, but I mean, if they are right, Wolves probably will not go up. I mean, I don't know what the FA says, but
Mhm.
that can happen.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so just touching up on that, the EFL said they're pretty confident that Wolves are abiding by the rules, but they're going to meet with them to discuss further. But as far as they know, that everything is okay. So that moves us on to another question, Wolves related. I thought we might as well add it in now. It's from, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I think it's Simark Perry. He says, question for Bilal. What are the chances of Wolves holding on to Ruben Neves and Helder Costa in the summer with a bunch of top clubs monitoring their situation? And do you think Diogo Jota will be signed on a permanent? Well, we have already announced that we're going to sign Diogo Jota on permanent. It's going to be a 40 million deal. I think that's only if we get promoted, to be honest, but it will definitely happen. Helder Costa, I think we will keep him too. He's not been that good since he come back from his bad injury. But he started to play well in recent games. I don't see any reason we need to sell him, so we will keep Costa. Ruben Neves, he's a special player. He's one of the best players, the best player I've seen play ever. I'm sure Joao would agree with that. He's
I do, I do.
a phenomenal player. The fact is, his future is far bigger than Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm saying this as a Wolves fan. I think we will keep him for one more season, and then he will leave us for bigger things. He's only 20 years old. The whole world of football is watching him, and honestly, when he goes, I probably won't. I will be sad, but I won't be surprised. So he'll stay with us for one more season, then he'll go.
All right, so there's a few questions coming in here from Abiyang. So
Abi Wank.
uh so
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
just for
Abi
the
Wank. Sorry.
just for the dedication, I'm gonna have to pick one of them. And yeah, I think this is a good one. Do you think the domination of City will fall down? Will
Uh,
they eventually? I mean, they have a shitload of money and they have a young squad. I honestly can't see it happening anytime soon.
I think that links into a question with Marcus Mokdad asked. He said, "Will Man City be blue now rather than red for the next 10 years?"
Yeah, man.
I think it definitely will be blue now. And Abiyank, to answer your question, I can't, maybe not for a very long time now. They've got everything set up perfectly now. I think for the next 10 years, Man City are going to win the majority. I'm not going to say they're going to win it the Premier League every season, but they're probably going to win it majority of years out of the 10 years.
Yep. They look set, man. All right. So what you saying, Carl?
I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you guys don't pronounce my name right, so I
It's
get
Ruben.
confused.
Just call him Ruben.
Okay, just go.
Ruben.
I accept that.
Ruben, yeah.
Kiddo.
Kiddo.
I mean, the the question was, will Manchester City keep doing well as they're doing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Okay. I mean, they already won a cup. They will win the league. But I think it will be important for their future how they do in the Champions League this season. If they, I'm gonna say, if they reach the final, I think probably they're gonna keep all of their good players. But if they fall like in the next round, if they get eliminated, I think some players might not believe in this project and go to other clubs who would give them better things, like PSG and clubs like that. It would be interesting to see how will they do in the transfer window. I mean, do who do they need realistically? They have pretty much everything. And what will the other clubs do? Will they spend the big bucks and try to compete with City? Because if they don't spend a lot of money, I think City will keep winning and winning and winning. And that's about it.
All right. So, Kaf, what you think about this?
To be honest, it's hard to see it, but I think next year people are gonna start. They're gonna start. So what I'm looking for. Not fully exposed, but kind of start exposing Man City and their tactics. I think people are gonna start figuring it out next year or the year after.
Jeff, can I just pull you there? You got to remember, Conte is not their manager.
Okay.
Not so repetitive, man.
Conte is not their manager.
True.
I disagree with you there. Like, I know you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't know. I just can't see them getting exposed like Chelsea
Your
did.
opinion, shit.
I can't see that. Can't see that happening. I don't know,
You
man.
never know, bro. You
I
never
don't
know.
know.
You
I don't
never
know.
know.
You know what? I want to add. Over the last, I don't know, however amount of time, I think that the pinnacle of football has been Real Madrid or Barcelona. And no matter what team you play for, no matter if City win the Champions League, I still think that some of the players in that Man City team have that goal of wanting to go to either Barca or Real Madrid. I think that's been what's happening over the last years. Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Suarez, Gareth Bale,
That's
Luka
true.
Modric.
That's true. Very
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
I think that the players, when they start their career or when they realize what they could do, they set the goal for themselves. I want to go to Real Madrid or to Barcelona. They want to play with the Messis, with the Ronaldos, with the most popularity. So now maybe, when Ronaldo and Messi retire, maybe that will die down a bit. But but I'm not sure what sort of mentality these Manchester City players hold. If they stay together and want to stay together, if they stay together, then I think they might become an unstoppable force. They just seem like an amazing team. So many young players, great coach, great tactics. They've got the money. They've got experienced players as well. You just can't see anything going wrong there, So
Probably agree with you there. So in about 20 years' time, they're all gonna want to come to Wolves anyway, because we're gonna have like 10
exactly.
We're gonna have 10 Champions
That's-
League titles, and yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Exactly.
Okay. Let's find another question.
Save this fucking podcast. We'll look back in 20 years.
I'm gonna have to cut short here. I have to go. It's been amazing. Really good chat here. And I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Alright.
Enjoy, boys.
Yeah,
Take
bro.
care.
Take care, bro. Later. So
Bye.
Jeff's
Yeah.
gone. I don't know where he's going. I don't want to know where he's going. I don't know what he's
Yeah,
getting
he's
up to. I don't know.
Oof, shady businessman.
Damn turkroach. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so our final question. We're gonna end on a little bit of a lighter note. Ethan Mitchell asks, "Does Jason McNeil count as a human being?" Well, not really. I don't think so. The guy's a complete twat, man. He's a United fan from Scotland, I think it is. He calls
Oh,
people
what the fuck is
plastic all the
that?
time, but he should look closer to home. He's the plastic one. He just talks
Yeah.
absolute crap. Every time United go above Liverpool in the table, he's like, mind the gap, mind the gap, mind the gap. We'll see what happens tomorrow, and just for his sake, I hope Liverpool do beat United, just so he can shut the hell up. Honestly, he's an idiot. I mean, people talk about how Arman Khan is a fool, but Arman's actually he's a decent guy. Arman, if you're listening,
Yeah,
mate,
yeah,
shout out
bro.
to you. I know I copy you all
True,
the time,
true.
like
Arman's a top bloke, man. He's a
yeah,
top bloke.
I am Arman Khan. I support AS Monaco, and I like I think I am better, even better than Jason McNeil. Arman, I hope you like my impression of you. Honestly, you're welcome to come on the podcast anytime you like, mate. So, Martin, what do you think? Does Jason McNeil count as a human being?
Well, I just totally agree with what you said. He's kind of hypocritical, and no, I don't think he counts as a human being. I think he's a hybrid between a chimp and a monkey.
Fair enough. That sums it up perfectly. Joao, what do you think, mate?
I would answer this shortly, and the quick answer is no. He's not a human
True.
being. He
True.
can be many things, but certainly not a human being.
Yeah, that would be the last one.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there. Today's show has been absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I think it's been even better because we've had two great guests on. Next week we got more guests for you. It's gonna be brilliant. We'll be with you at the same time next week with the third episode. Martin and Joao, I hope you two enjoyed it as well.
I
Yeah,
did.
man.
Yep.
It was top.
See you next week, guys. Peace out.